It's good to have the band Amity from Newfoundland, Canada, once again on this program. They are Hilary North, Emma Bursey, and Alyssa Delaney. They recently released their debut single titled Best Part of You. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Enjoying the summer. Just finished with everything school related.
Us too,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So, any plans for the summer of 2024?
A lot of working. I work in a gas station,
We're both waitresses.
but we're going to be gigging a lot.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone listening to this podcast, check up on our socials. You'll see us around for sure this summer.
Wonderful. So, which places are you going to be?
Oh, so on the 29th of June, we're in Roach's Lawn RV Park. The 5th of July, we're in
St. John's.
St. John's in the pedestrian mall. What else is
Mhm.
on the go? August is really busy.
August is busier than July. We have uh a Clarenville gig.
Yeah. Arts Under the Stars.
Arts Under the Stars. So that's the one where there's free shows, right, for the public.
Yeah, free shows.
So Arts Under the Stars.
Yep.
Arts Under the Stars is they have free outdoor concerts in the evenings throughout August. So we're pretty happy to be featured this year in the lineup, and we're also in Gander
For the Festival of Flight.
Yeah. So lots of things coming up. There's more than that too, but yeah.
We have Gem on the Rock as well. So Dean Clark from Jigs and Reels, CKWR, is hosting an event in Carbonear. So it's sort of like a showcase for artists in rural Newfoundland, St. John's, all those places.
Wonderful. So, how was your school year?
It was fun,
Busy. Very busy.
but I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah. We finished our last assessments and tests this Thursday past. So we're done all of our work so we can jam out and practice and then do work, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate, but if we could just gig all summer, that'd be awesome. But things will be busy again, but school year was okay. It's a good way to end it off, you know.
So, tell me, where are you guys tuning in from?
We're at my house in Northern Bay.
Wonderful. So, remind me again, do you guys live close to each other?
Well, I live in Redhead Cove, so that's about, I would say, 20 to 25 minutes from Alyssa in Northern Bay. I'm about 10 minutes from Emma in Old Perlican.
I'm kind of in the middle. I live in Old Perlican, so I'm like the medium community. It's like 15 minutes to Alyssa's
Yeah.
and probably the same amount to Hills. So we meet at my house a lot for practices and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So, it seems like you're going to have a busy summer ahead. And
Yeah,
I
sure.
wonder if this is because of the newly released song.
Partially, yes. But before the song was out, we had a lot of gigs lined up. And last summer, we were steady belt gigging.
Mhm.
That was before we had any music and before we had a name as a band.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't think not that much hasn't changed since the single because like singles obviously super important to us and like getting music out on streaming services for everyone to hear was important for us as well. But in terms of like gigging and stuff, I think it's pretty much the same as it was before, which is pretty good. We're busy with it, so that's really important.
Only
to us.
this year, we're having more paid gigs, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually getting paid to sing, which is
Nice.
really good.
Nice. Right, glad to hear it. So, I wonder, before Amity made the cut, what were the other band names that you guys considered?
Oh, this is a great question. Well, when we first performed at our first gig at Trinity Hall in Winterton, we were barely a band. That was like our first that was our first gig, like actually as a group. And after that we had a few more gigs and we called ourselves, not really, but we went by the Nameless Band. We'd kind of make a joke about it. We'd get on stage and be like, oh, here are our names. And I mean, we don't have a band name, so if anyone has suggestions, that'd be really good because for now we're just the Nameless Band. But we spent a lot of time actually looking at names and looking at options. And actually at that first gig at Trinity Hall, one of our teachers, her name's Lori Harris, she was looking up band names for us on Google. And I think she searched up like literally like words that mean friendship or words that mean whatever. And Amity came up and we're like, that is kind of cool. Like it has a bit of a, I don't know, we really liked it, but
I think the first thing we said was, yeah, that's so punk rock.
that's so punk rock, we said. But we didn't realize that with the name Amity also comes people calling it Amity and Amity,
Amenity.
Amenity.
Mhm.
Amity.
There was lots of. I'm just like it's just Amity, like it's just. But
I've heard amputee.
they also call us the band Amity, which is not our name, but whatever works. It's
But
close
see,
enough.
the thing is, on our socials, we had to call ourselves the band Amity because it wouldn't let us just call ourselves Amity. Like on Facebook, it said we were too close to being a brand.
Or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so Amity, we stuck with it, and we love her.
Yeah.
We love her.
Wonderful. Yeah, and it has a very close pronunciation to the word enmity, which is the opposite of friendship, basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
and a significantly more punk rock name.
That's true.
We'll go by that if we all like get on the outs and start fighting.
Yeah.
Street fighting.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not happening anytime soon.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Right.
So I checked the numbers that you guys have on Spotify, and as of this recording, which is what, the 15th of June, you guys have close to 4,000 monthly listeners and 6,000
Yeah.
plus streams on your song, Best Part of You. So those are very big numbers for an up and coming artist. So yeah. So
For
what
sure,
are your
yeah.
thoughts on that?
We had a really big streaming day on Spotify, and for some reason we got on like the autoplay radio. I have no idea how that happened because I don't use Spotify, so I don't know how it works. But all I can see is that like somebody turned on like the radio for a bigger artist, and we just came up. So that was pretty cool. Like you could actually get on and see like the live feed, and it would go up by like 200 or 300 every single time you checked
Yeah.
by like the half hour. It was really
Yeah,
crazy.
I think that was the third day after the song was released. Because I mean, our streams were good on the first and second day, but on that third day, we really had a jump. We figured our biggest streaming day would have been the day of the release.
Yeah.
But I think we hit some editorial playlists on Spotify, I'm thinking. So I think that's where a lot of our streams came from. But we're also super lucky that we're almost lucky in a way that we live in a rural community, like rural Newfoundland, because we know so many people and it's such a close-knit kind of relationship. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to support young girls from small communities that are doing what we're doing. So we have a lot of people who are like streaming the song all the time, like really dedicated to trying to make our success as great as possible. So that's super freaking cool for sure.
Nice. So the song has been well received locally as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, has there been any radio airplay of the song?
I believe there is like in radio stations in St. John's, like the capital of Newfoundland. I'm not sure. I don't know how we can see that, but a lot of radio stations have reached out and asked for the song after the fact when it was out.
And we had our radio debut a few days before the release too on Jigs and Reels with Dean Clark, and that was awesome. We did an interview with him as well. So he streamed our song, he spins it.
I love him.
And Zach Snow also spun our song on
Yes,
his podcast station. I don't know exactly.
Thing.
Yeah, for sure. So it's really cool to get his response to that too. But yeah, it's been super cool to get that support, especially from Dean Clark specifically, because he's been asking when we're gonna release music for like literally going on a year since we started.
Yeah.
And we told him, we're like, the second that song is in an MP3, it's going to you and you can spin it whenever you want. And he loved it. So that was like super important to us.
He's so hype all the time anyway. Like he's the best hype man in the world.
True.
Yeah, and so I think I'll be including the song also in the recording after this interview.
Oh,
nice.
Whenever I publish this, yeah, listeners will get the song after the interview portion of it ends, and
Nice.
they'll know the band Amity. Okay, yeah, and I do know Zach Snow. I believe I interviewed him last year. He essentially does the same thing that I do, except he's much more music focused and he features much more music in his podcast episodes. Cool guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he won one of the Music NL awards this year. So
He
Media
did.
Person of the Year,
Yeah,
I believe.
Media Person of the Year is what he
Hmm.
won.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool guy, wonderful man. Right,
Yeah.
so tell me about the inspirations that go into the recording and writing of the song.
Well, in the writing, it's kind of a backstory that has nothing to do with the song, but when we got invited to play the first Trinity Hall gig, so that was when we were invited to open up for Rachel Cousins before we had a name, before we were really a band. We started getting in contact with this guy named Ryan Gates, who does A&R for Silly Cove Records, and he's a funny dude, and we're always carrying on with him. And we were talking in a group chat with him about our band name. And we're like, Buzz, what are we going to get up and say? Like, we can't just get up and say we don't have a band name. They're not going to believe we're a real band. And he said, well, Buzz, you can't have a band name without songs. And the way we were like super petty about it. So we're like, well, Brian can't tell us that we aren't a band because we have no songs. So we're going to write a song. And I had like a little guitar part that I was like cooking up.
Yeah.
And I was fooling around with it and I didn't really have words to it. I just had sounds and vowels, and I'm not even going to show the voice recording because it's awful. So I brought it into Emma and Alyssa, and we
We
did something.
yeah, well, Hill came in mostly with sounds, but
Sounds, yeah.
she did have the idea about, the in the chorus having something about and I was the best part of you. We had that singular line.
And we had the opening line,
And,
and you took me out of context again.
Those were the two lines we started with. And I'm like, well, I was the best part of you is like genius to me. And then we ended up, I think we probably started on the verse, but then the chorus really tied it in. Like, I was the best part of you, even when I hated myself. And then from those two lines in the chorus, we could kind of build the rest of the song. Because that's kind of the song is essentially about a relationship turned sour, something going wrong. I guess it's romantic in the song, like a romantic relationship, but I think the beautiful thing about Best Part of You is I think it speaks on a lot of different relationships, whether it's family or friends or someone in your life that they're struggling and you're trying to be with them, be there for them, but it brings you down too. And it's like that kind of manipulation kind of thing. So that was a big thing we focused on while writing the song, like the versatility of it, for sure, that it can have different meanings to whoever's listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course I'm glad that finally there's some music coming out from you guys, and this is just a smashing debut single.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
I wonder if your different music tastes amongst the three of you, I guess, combine to make the song, such a dynamic track as it is.
Oh, I think so for sure.
Yeah.
But we spend so much time together that all of our music tastes are different individually, but it all kind of blends and there's connections somehow. Like I am really inspired by like a natural folky sound in the same way that I love like 80s and 90s rock and like dad
Yeah,
rock
me
and that
too.
sort of thing. Like Bruce Springsteen for me is a huge inspiration just the sound wise, which doesn't really come through on the song. For me, when I hear like the guitar and how it
Yeah.
just opens up with just the guitar, it
Mhm.
reminds me of like early Bruce Springsteen,
Yeah.
like Nebraska sort of thing. And also for me, like at the time when I was playing around with that guitar part, I was into a lot of like newer alternative folk. So it was a lot of C Rose was being kicked around, and
Yeah.
Phoebe Bridgers and Lizzie McAlpine was on the go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of everything, like especially your electric guitar part that you play. Like
Yeah.
it's so you.
Yeah, for sure. There's little parts of us scattered throughout the entire song, for sure.
And I think that comes through in our newer music that we're going to put out very soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Mhm. Like, I want to like we love Best Part of You. Like we love it so much. But the new music coming out, I want to say it's a little bit of a different vibe overall. Still very Amity coded, I gotta say. But we've really delved into some folky stuff. There's lots of rock elements in them as well, which I think is very much our music taste. As
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best Part of You is too. But it's just slightly different, still Amity,
Yeah.
but just different elements thrown in for sure.
Well, there is like a key point to it as well, because Best Part of You was the first song that we ever
Yeah.
wrote fully as a band. And
It was a year ago.
it was a year ago,
Yeah.
yeah. And right now I believe we are finding our sound more
Yeah.
so than what we did in our first song. And it's not the Best Part of You isn't like rocking and it's like
We
so
love it.
fun. We
It's the
love that
best.
song and it's so special. But now that we're evolving as a band and getting to know like our strengths and
Mhm.
what is key in our songwriting as different counterparts, the sound that's coming out now is really interesting and really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I recently got myself into the musician Beck, Beck.
Oh, yeah.
He has a very diverse range of musical styles,
Oh,
and
yeah, it's awesome.
one of his most well-known album is Sea Change, which was released in 2002. It was recorded following his breakup with a fashion designer, and I think it is a very I guess sonically yeah, I guess colorful folk album, but the lyrics of that one are both in the same manner bitter and ironic. And I wonder if in your lyricisms of Best Part of You, that is what you have in mind.
Well, I think if you can't be funny and ironic when you're writing a song, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there is an element where you should be playful with it. And there are some lines, especially in Best Part of You, that I know I would never think them.
Mhm.
Because, well, for me, like, I've never gone through a crazy breakup where I need to leave the house and, like, throw keys at somebody. Right? But I think you should be able to get into a different kind of headspace where you can act like you're somebody else when you're writing a song.
For sure. And I think like Best Part of You, yeah, some parts are bitter, but like I think back on other songs we've written. So Sooner to Replace is another song. You can find videos of it on YouTube or Facebook.
That's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut. The song is very bitter. I want to say like that's
Yeah.
definitely the most bitter
Oh,
that we've
100%.
written. It's just like it really dives into yeah, being really pissed off at someone, like truly. And yeah, I'd say that
It's a
one's
happy
definitely-
little melody.
It's a
though,
happy
like-
little melody. It almost has like there's little pieces of country, I would
Yeah.
say, and it's
Yeah.
just different. There's different little pieces of it. So bitter.
Yeah.
Like unbelievably bitter. In the songwriting, it's just brutal. Like
Yeah.
so I'd say Best Part of You is bitter, but it's not as bitter as some other things
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
written.
We were playing it safe on Best Part of You, I think. But now we're opening up to
For sure.
just being mean.
Being
No.
lethal.
No, we're not that bad, but I keep saying when the album comes out, nobody is safe. And there's going to be a song about everybody on the album.
What is your go-to breakup music?
Oh my gosh. We were just talking about an artist named C Rose.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you've ever heard of him,
No,
but
no,
the
tell me.
songwriting is exceptional.
It's
and it's
beautiful.
devastating. Like think like a Phoebe Bridgers with like a rounded out voice sort of thing. And for me, C Rose for breakup songs goes crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Like those are like devastating breakup songs, but then you have like whenever I think
angry.
then you have anger, you have the angst. Like you could definitely throw some Avril in there
Yeah,
for
Nirvana,
angsty. You have some
like-
Nirvana, but like when I think of like popular breakup music right now that I know of, all I think of is Olivia Rodrigo. That's it.
Yes.
And like I think of debut like Sour, like Let's Be So For Real, like crazy breakup album. Like it's
Yeah.
lethal. It's evil, but I mean it's so good.
If
It's
I
so
was
good.
Joshua Bassett in that point of time when that came out, I would have just put my head under the pillow and never came out of it.
No.
Yeah, it was evil.
Absolutely flamed.
And then you have
Yeah.
like Taylor, like
Well,
obviously.
Taylor is like obviously the goat of writing breakup songs. She's so brilliant, like in the way she phrases things. Like All Too Well, when she came up with the 10-minute version, it's like, how do you sit down and be Jake Gyllenhaal and know there was a song written about you?
Yeah,
And she
it's
had
crazy.
so much to say that there was 10 minutes of it.
it's
Releasing the 4-minute version
Mhm.
before back in 2012 and then just being wait, I got more to say.
yeah.
That's perfect.
Hold up. Yeah.
Yeah, in hip hop music, I don't know if you guys listen to a lot of hip hop, but there's a concept known as diss track, and as
Yes.
of
Yeah.
this year, this is a thing with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and they
Oh
released
my
diss track.
god.
Oh, man.
I'm so invested in the drama. Like so so invested. Like me and my friend, our friend, I really should say, Anna Merch. She's we're always talking about the beef. Like we're up on it all. Like it's in. That's like, to me, it's like that's the most lethal diss. Like Kendrick, like really
Crazy.
flamed Drake. Like had you come back from that, like calling someone the pedophile essentially, and
What's-
there's
what's
lots
it
of
called?
interesting.
It's like trying to strike a chord, but it's probably A minor. Like that's crazy, man.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
And there's a difference too. Like when people sometimes write songs and it has, say, about a breakup, they leave it kind of ominous. You can kind of like apply your own situation to it. They just went directly
It's
for
just
each other's
bitter.
throats,
It's-
like calling each other out names. Like it was totally.
I think that's also the essence of
Yeah.
hip hop.
Mm.
It's just cutthroat and lethal,
Bold.
and that's just the name of the game. I really think so. Yeah,
Mhm.
love the drama.
So good to know that you guys support Drake over your own countrymen. Aubrey, BBL, Graham. But yeah. But yeah, I was just referring to diss tracks because I certainly believe that there's a strong similarity between breakup songs and diss tracks, both
Oh,
100%.
saying mean things about the person being directed at, and they both get personal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. For me at least, there's this album by the band Bon Iver in its early days when it was just Justin Vernon, For Emma
Love it.
Forever Ago. I'm realizing I'm
For
talking to
Emma is everything.
It's for Emma.
yes. I realize I'm talking to one Emma right now, but yeah, I remember I was listening to that album in the first like what 2 or so years of my time as an undergraduate because coincidentally enough there was also a girl named Emma in my life that it ended badly, so that album
Aw.
was like incredibly apt.
Oh,
No.
And
I'd
it was-
say that hurt.
yes.
1000%.
Well, now you just have to write a song about it.
I'd have to. So that's the one way to get through it. Honestly, you gotta write a song about it. Oh, For Emma, that's the song. For Emma was everything to me. Like that was like my OG crying song. Like I was gonna lay in a field of grass and listen to that song and just like
The moon
a
on your
sad-
face. Yeah.
So do you remember more the happy songs or the sad ones?
Oh my gosh.
It depends on what mood I'm in, personally.
1000%.
If I'm in my life and I'm like, I can't, I'll just be listening to sad songs and then they'll touch me very deeply. And then sometimes I just want to party and I'm driving down the road and it's happy and I'm feeling great. So I think it all depends on my mood. That's what's so good about music is that you can apply it to.
1000%.
I associate a lot of songs with memories, and it could be
Yeah.
like the saddest song known to man. And I might smile listening to it because it will remind me of something.
Oh, 1000%.
So assuming that all of you drive cars, what music do you put on when you drive?
Well, I'm the only one right now with my license. So
We carpool.
be careful. So when I get in the car with people, I find like I have a playlist for like my friends, and then I have a playlist for people I don't really know all that well. And so like my friend playlist, I feel like it is a lot of like fun pop music. Like there's some LMFAO in there every now and
Yeah,
then.
for sure.
But like I also have a playlist that's just called On the Way Home, and it's full of the entire Paper Kites discography. So like I might go to being in the car being really hype with my friends, and then I'll just like I need to chill out on the way home and debrief.
Yeah.
So I like some little folky songs. I'm like I love listening to sad music when I'm driving home by myself, and then
Oh
I
my
wonder
God.
like why I get in bed and cry. But
I can't do it.
I love listening to sad music in the nighttime when it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, I think listening to music also like to capture the vibe, like what's
Yeah,
going on, like
100%.
you have to. But well, even though we don't drive, we oftentimes get put on aux. And for me, it really is about who I'm
Yeah.
around. Like
Yeah,
if I'm around like you guys, my music taste is very versatile because I like I love when we show each other new music.
Mhm.
But say I'm in the car with my mom. Now she doesn't love all like the more folky pop that I sometimes like, but she likes other genres that I like. So I'm putting on like some Nirvana. I'm putting on Hole. Me and mom rock out to Violet by Hole. Like that's it. Like it's epic. So she shares like that kind of like grungy kind of rock with me. And then you have like my dad, and he loves dad rock, like dad rock. Like he listens to like "Here I Am, rocking like a hurricane," and he's like, "Yeah, this is awesome." I'm like, "You're such a dad," but like
Well, he
what
might
I'm-
be.
yeah, well, he might be.
And then there's sometimes we're in the car and we're just listening to like Eminem and Snoop Dogg and we're driving with mom anywhere.
Yeah, like
It's there's all different, everything.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It really
everything.
depends who you're with, what you put on aux. 1000%.
Mhm. Yeah. I should mention also that that's a Scorpion song, right? Rock You
Yeah,
with a
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Hurricane. They're actually going to come to this city, Budapest. I think sometime either late this month or early next month.
Wow.
That's epic.
Yeah, and I believe they did a concert in my home country of Vietnam some years back. Yeah, cool band.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
We're having some pretty cool bands come to Newfoundland now
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Like, well, Shania Twain is coming,
Okay.
and we're trying to open up for Shania. So if Shania ever listens to this, please let us open for you. We won't let
Please.
you down. Who else is coming?
I think we-
Nickelback is coming.
Yeah, I think we should open for Pitbull personally. I think we'll
Mr.
I think we'll
Worldwide.
capture the vibe.
The vibe at Pitbull.
Churchill Park, Pitbull, please come get us. We'll learn that type of music for you.
We'll get up and
Pitbull.
sing "Someone to Blame."
Yeah.
Can
They'll be
you
like, what's
imagine?
going on? Yeah.
Yeah, hope you get that. I have a Shania CD in my collection too. I think it was like The Woman in Me, I believe. Yeah, that's one of
Oh
Yeah.
that's one of her
perfect
bigger albums, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I found it in like discounted bin in an Austrian antique store. It was like for €1.
No. Like, I don't play with like thrift store CDs, so like I will go and I will scavenge.
Oh, me too.
Ooh.
I found okay, so like my culture is boy bands, honestly. So like there was a big period of my life where I was just so obsessed with boy bands, and it was crazy, and they were drove off the head. And so there's this one band, and they're called 5 Seconds of Summer. You might know them, you might not. They
Yeah,
opened for
yeah,
One
I've
Direction.
heard of them.
Okay,
I've heard
okay,
them.
yes. And I went in to Trader, so it's like a pawn shop in St. John's, and I was scavenging through the CDs, and I find the Amnesia EP on a CD, and I've been looking for it for 4 years, and I got it for $2.
It's
Mm.
epic.
It's crazy.
She is a boy band fanatic. Like that, like, so, like, when we were growing up, like, when we were, like, younger, One Direction was the thing. Like, the thing. And I think Alyssa's in the same boat as me. We weren't directioners. Like, I respected it. I respect the grind because it's dedicated to be a directioner. Like, you have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't a part of the train. Like, I just wasn't. But Hill was deep into it. Like, deep.
I could sit down and I could do, if you ever want to do a 2-hour-long podcast with just me, I can tell you the One Direction lore from start to right now. It goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of One Direction, I think Liam is the underrated band member.
See, I don't know about underrated. I think his
don't-
rating is fine where it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he's mid, honestly. He's not
Most
it.
underrated band member is Niall Horan.
1000%.
Mm.
Niall Horan is him. So good.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
We should try and open for Niall next.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to end on the cover art of the single as well as the profile photo as existed in Spotify of the artist's profile. So yeah, tell me about the photo shoot that led to the creation of these pictures.
Well, when we wrote Best Part of You and we knew we were going to release it, for some reason we knew it had to be based on the color purple. Don't know why. We're just like, this is the essence of the song. This is what we heard, we saw when we heard the song. It has to be purple. So we reached out to Caitlin Ford Photography because we saw a lot of her photos on her Instagram that she done shoots with have this purple background. We're like, oh my God, edit that a little bit. And that is what we need. And we wanted it to be kind of edgy, like us wearing black and then have the purple, even though the song isn't very edgy, but I think that's our vibe.
But I
like
think
our-
lyrically it's a bit gritty in
yeah,
that way.
for sure. So yeah, we got the photos back, and that's the one we decided to go with for the album cover. Not for any particular reason, we just liked it the best and we thought it was not album cover, single cover worthy.
Yeah.
And that's just what we decided on, I guess.
And then we edited the single cover on our school Chromebook on Canva. I was literally in on my NLESD school account, like typing up fonts and wanting to see what was in there.
And we on our single cover, you can actually see we have a black border around the photo itself. And we were very inspired by like Lana Del Rey, Lust for Life, and like she has a little cream border around the cover of her album. We're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So we're like, gotta put black there. We put the name of the song on it. We're like, yeah. So yeah, we made Kayla and Ford took the photo and like did that, and then we didn't edit the photo itself, but we made the little border and added our little touches with font and that kind of stuff.
All right. Yeah. So once again, congratulations on the release of the song. And thank you very much, Hilary, Emma, and Alyssa of the band Amity for joining the show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes.